All right, guys, I've got to tell you, this is this is pretty cool for me because I want to give you some backstory on. So, I guess it would be 5 or 6 years ago, I started seeing a texting platform, and I was at the time started doing video training, and I was told I was going to be able to put my training in this, and I went, oh my gosh, that's the future, because as somebody who helps operate and run right now 8 retail locations, you understand turnover. You understand what happens when you lose a sales associate. Like, you don't just lose a sales, and we were joking around the other day, it's like nobody gets fired in jewelry. You get kind of pushed out because there's so many different relationships in that. And so when I first started seeing clienteling systems coming out, and then I had my training, I was like, oh my gosh, if you put both of these together from an operator standpoint, you get unbelievable analytics, you get the training, you get the onboarding, you get the ability to, help go through there and then take associates and give them insights into, into their customers and help them understand more and give them more top of mind to go through that. And sadly, I wasn't able to put my training in that. And also the systems just didn't work out that way. So I spent the next 5 years of my life and spent millions of dollars building the system to do that. And it started with $300, and we went through there and just started the Jewelry Sales Academy and going out there and doing training and trying to work with all these different people, and then nobody would do it. And so it was just kind of like, hey, we took feedback from retailers and spent every single dollar and burned almost a few $1,000,000 building everything that we have now, and it's growing so much. And so I've got to tell you, somebody sent me this the other day, and I can't take too much credit. I'm sure it's just AI generated. But the coolest thing about this is that we are now at JewelLink on other CRMs blog posts of why you shouldn't use the system. And so I just thought that was the coolest thing possible ever, because I am competitive, and like that's just really cool for me. And I've got to say, it was so nice. I think it was a very good written article. They gave us a lot of credit for the training, for different things like that. And they were 100% right on some of this, is that the training, the clienteling, different things was just kind of like an add-on. Essentially for us, we've used different systems. We didn't really use sales associates. Most of these other systems are really just marketing systems. And what we learned from our perspective, and it might just be our culture, is that when we gave bad clientelers great outreach tools, it just made them worse. And so how we started doing this was really more for bridal forums, for timepiece modules and different things like that. But it worked really well because, it really gave an operator a pathway to train, hire somebody and get them started, and then really give them good, help build good fundamentals and get them started through here. And so I wanted to go through here. I mean, they gave us great credit. And at the time, I'm assuming this was all came from online. So I can't, fault them for any of the misinformation that's in here, but I did want to go through it. Started as Jewelry Sales Academy, a year-long training program. That's exactly how we started. I mean, then it evolved to, a kind of a one-on-one system that was really used for continuous coaching with different sales associates. And like our bread and butter is newer sales associates, because newer sales associates, and when you start understanding sales salary and how you grow a business and grow those relationships, like that's where it starts. It's since expanded to include a CRM, messaging via Podium integration. That's not true. At one point we were, because we used Podium, was trying to use this for an integration through that, so we'd have it go through all that. But all that didn't work out. Podium's a great tool. It was just, they wanted to keep messaging within their system. Totally understand that. Let's see. So you don't actually have to have Podium whatsoever to use JewelLink. I mean, JewelLink actually has everything that you would need from any CRM. It has web chat, inbox, everything. I'll go through that. Check out the other videos. Where JewelLink falls short for clienteling, no native POS integration. That was a difficult thing to overcome. And this is something that Vegas, you'll be able to see how we handle data and how good we've gotten. But you've got to understand too, is that it took us a while to go through and learn how to structure this data, because we don't just offer client information, different things like that. We actually offer full sales management, sales analytics, goals, AI clienteling, AI sales coaching, all those different things like that. And so I've got to say that I probably bit off more than I could chew 2 years ago or a year and a half ago when we really started the CRM. But now, I mean, I do demo videos with the integrations on here, so I don't think I have to go through here. Messaging relies on Podium. You know, like I said, at one point we were trying to do that when it was just automations going back and forth. We even have some customers that love Podium and use Podium, and we still probably will. You know, they offer webhooks and different things like that for Podium where you can go through there and send things to a client. And so I'm not saying that we won't do that at all. I mean, Podium's an unbelievable company and really paved the way for, you know, really everything that's here. So we don't rely on Podium though. And when you get into this, you'll really learn that like pretty much other systems go through there and just repackage Twilio. And so Twilio charges a very minimal amount for SMS. And, you know, essentially a lot of these systems are just dashboards that go through that. They display client information, and you're able to chat and different things from that. So messaging does not rely on Podium. We use Twilio, the same as probably every other CRM that's out there. The differences are, though, is that we do email integrations, we do web chat, we do web forms, and we do Facebook and Instagram messaging and different things all in one as well, too. So the messaging is more expansive than anybody else that's out there that I know of right there. No brand catalog, image sharing, and the legacy, that was true. Okay, we didn't have brand catalog or image sharing through that. But the legacy system really was more so designed to do the training and then help people with bridal and timepiece modules and just do those things. That's where V2 comes in. You know, different, and I'll even pull this up from here. Pricing is steep for what you get on the clienteling side. Okay, JewelLink's full system runs $749 a month, and the version with luxury timepiece integration is $899 per month. The training only package is $599 per month. These are significant commitments, especially when the CRM clienteling tools are still catching up to the platform straight. You know, I would say 6 months ago, that was all we were talking about on that. Was, hey, we've got to get these other tools. We had more and more clients come through here and say, hey, you know, we're having to pay for multiple systems and different things like this. You're doing a portion of it. We're still doing everything from here. And so that was kind of a big thing from that. But on top of that now, and we'll go through V2, is like this system, iOS apps, web apps, the messaging, everything, integration going through that, that's not true anymore. And again, like stop by Vegas, come through and see these things. Unbelievable for the communication systems that you're going to get through this as well too. It is built for training culture, not follow-up accountability. This one kind of makes me laugh because if you know training and you know jewelry, like that's a pretty funny thing to say. Is training culture supports follow-up accountability, because we all know, like, if you get a salesperson that's not following up, and you run a good operation, they're just not going to make it. So JewelLink tracks training progress and associate development metrics. What it does not do well is surface which customers to contact today. You know, things like that. So deep POS integration, native one-to-one, mass texting. I don't want to do mass texting. You know, there's so many things out there where you can get great mass texting rates and different things to use. That's a marketing system. Like, I would never want a 2-week employee to be able to sit there and just hit send, because, you know, what you see is your opt-out rates going out so much, different things like that. Deep POS integration, I mean, I'm going to do just kind of a little demo after this. Native one-to-one, I get it. SMS is great. It's great to have, but the reason people want it is because if they have high turnover at their store, if they turn over, they still want all that communication to go through there, and they want you know, other sales associates to be able to see what's going on. So if they're off work, they can still see it from there, and you want to be able to track clienteling. But I mean, SMS, especially through Twilio with the opt-in and opt-out messaging and stuff like that, is so not luxury through that. It's still useful for certain things, but what we're able to do with the iOS app is even track personal messaging. So somebody can text from their personal phone. We do email integration, which is my favorite thing, because if I email a client from the JewelLink system, then the JewelLink system logs that email in that person's customer profile, and you never lose that history. So even if that sales associate goes somewhere else, you assign that client somewhere else, they're seeing an SMS, they're seeing an email, they're seeing all messaging, Instagram, all these different features, everything that goes through that as well too. Brand catalog image sharing, I mean, we've got that. That's not difficult to do. AI-powered outreach recommendations. I'm going to show you some of this, and at Vegas we'll be showing off some of our things. and I think it'll blow your mind. Associate level performance tracking. We've got all that. I mean, I think that's why we made it to their page, is because automation that actually sends the outreach. This is where the gap between Clientbook on this. Okay, I think the rest is just for them. So let's go through here. I'm gonna just show you a few different things. Clearly, I've got a sales management dashboard on here with accurate data. So like, we have deep POS integrations. You have all of your goals, your one-on-ones, leaderboards. You've got all of your AI recommendations through here, and this is what we're working on to get to go through this, is where you're actually able to go through there and tell this system how you want a clientele. You know, are you a bridal business? Are you a fashion? You know, do you want to focus on this, etc.? You're able to go through there and set all that up. This even has training in here, so you're able to go through there and just say, hey, I want this associate to be better at bridal, and that AI will take over there, assign them training, go through there, read messages, everything to help that person get better from here. And we also have our 3CX integration with 3CX, which is like a massive company that you can just buy phones or go to a local provider and have them set up your phones. We set up an API key through that. And then all of your transcripts, everything go through here, and then give a range of actually how your company's doing, how our call's doing, how are different things like that going from there as well too. I guess I should show, I mean, I already pulled up some inventory on the other ones, but yeah, you've got all of your inventory through here. You know, we're getting better and better and getting these faster and faster, but the coolest thing about JewelLink is it's built for your company. You know, it private labels to you. So when you're sending links and everything else out to it and different things like that, it's got your logos, it's got your colors, it's got all your stuff through that. The timepiece module, you know, from my understanding, a lot of other CRMs are now trying to go through there and copy those different things, which is, again, it's so cool because I started this with $300. And then as you can see, over the last few years of just bootstrapping this thing, we've been able to build so much out through here. But timepiece, especially timepiece management, has so many different things. And so when you go into our inbox, of course, you have SMS, you have our web chat functionality, you have messaging, you have Instagram, you have web forms, you have email integration, web chat, you have Google Business, you have Google Reviews, you've got everything from there as well too. The cooler thing is that, you know, our calendars integrate with your personal calendars as well too. So if you're going through there, your associate can go through there and set up their own calendar links. They've got everything from that, so they can set their own appointments. You can see their appointments. We have full task management, all the client portals that go through this as well too. I'm able to go through here and just pull up a client. You're able to go through this, edit their profile, see everything out of your point of sale. You can upload things to this. You can see their communication history, all the SMS. You can see the email that goes through this. You can see their services, their purchases, their wish list, everything. And then the coolest thing on here as well too that nobody's going to offer, which was very difficult to even build, is the up system. This is really the future of experience management, is the up system, of being able to go through there and at your fingertips be able to go through there and assign the up, have a system that really, really works very well and has a general opportunity tracker. So when people walk through into your company, just like at a luxury clothing store or anything else, your associates can use an iPad on there. They can pull up customer history. You can track how many ups they take, how many people they work with, how often they work with those people, and everything through that. So I am so, like, this was a very, very cool thing to me to even make it to, you know, a very successful software business's website. I thought that was so cool. They gave us great recommendations from that. Nothing that they said was not true at some point in our journey, but just like anything else that we've done, you know, it's all about building the best product possible for our clients. And, you know, on top of that, I'm just going to throw this on here too. It's like, you know, we have the Vision AI system and the marketing system, all these different things that go through here that you're able to actually integrate in with your CRM, with JewelLink. So not only can you see your forms, but if you operate multiple different locations or you're have managers, etc., and you want to go through there and get marketing data back to your system, you're able to go through there and draw zones and count how many people actually go into bridal. Get sales floor analytics for time on floor for sales associates. You're able to, you know, use all of these different tools and all these different products together, to which, in my hope, is going to build one system that helps you do everything that you need to. So, I mean, I might be a little biased, and I might have spent thousands of hours building this thing. But I mean, I think it's the most complete. It's not even just a CRM. It's really something different. I don't even know what to call it. It integrates in with all of our other systems. You know, my journey on this is really to help you build and use a system that helps you manage this company, helps you manage your experience, not just in texting and not just in follow-up, but in the training and the onboarding and all these different things from here. And you know, over the past, it's just been built in the flames of retail. And so we've tried to make this thing as easy as possible because, you know, the truth of the matter is, and if you ever go to a talk that I do or anything else like that, is like software is not going to grow your business in retail. All right. Having the best people and having the best experience and having the best sales team possible, that's what's going to grow your business. And I think that's what's different about this than anything else. And that's why we don't even do contracts on this, because like I understand this system is limited by the operator. That's why we have some people who live and die by this, and we have some people that use it for a couple months and go, I'll use it for new hires. Because we don't want to trap you into a contract or anything else of something you're not going to use, because it's not going to benefit you. The real root and the design of this is ease of use in retail and making it to where your staff, it makes their lives easier, it makes management easier, it makes understanding everything easier, and more importantly, it helps you sell more jewelry. So thanks for watching this video. Like I said, check us out on our email blast. You know, check out our YouTube channel for more and more demos of the newer system. And we'll see you in Vegas, and we'll be at JCK and Luxury. So we're in the Luxury hallway right there. So if you're at the Luxury show, come and meet us there. If you're just coming to JCK, downstairs in JCK in the tech area.